Oh no!
So I could be like the Chinese version of Schindler and get them all to safety. I'm trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
We need the Boring Company. Elon Musk needs to mole man tunnel it the whole way for us.
Oh wow!
An underground. Suddenly, it's not so crazy. Would you do one of the, like, how extreme might you go if we were going to do a stunt for publicity to get followers?
Oh, well,
Like a 10-day stream like Ludwig?
I'll
Just stay on camera for 10 days?
I'll get my on camera.
I just kept talking over you. You were waiting to deliver that line.
Yeah, come on. Like, you asked me a question. Let me give you an answer.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
That would be what I say.
Say to what?
If we had to meditate for an hour first and clear our mind and start the show with nothing to go on.
Yeah, try to come in with
diving board in with a blank brain and nothing to say.
Yeah, almost like negative plan, I would say.
Deliberately handicapping ourselves, shooting ourselves in both feet and then the knees to be sure.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe like, yeah, you try to do that and then you take a nap and then you wake up and the cameras are already rolling and you're already mic'd up and you just have to like go from there.
Mic'd up, it's in your hand.
Yeah,
you wake
exactly.
up. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just make a poor joke comparing us to Saturday Night Live and their cold opens. That's the best I've got, I guess. There it is. It's all on the table. 71 episodes in and I have nothing better to say.
Wow, 71.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. I think that's the first time maybe that we've said the number of the episode on the episode.
No, there's a couple because we guessed when we were around 67.
True. Okay, fair enough.
It's happened a few times, but that might have been the first time that I was confident and correct.
Right. Well, especially how we have such an erratic schedule. Who knows what episode is
my God. Yeah, lately it's been good. This is like the third weekend in a row we've been recording.
Yeah, seriously.
And I think it's been, somehow we were so far behind that we were doing 2 every weekend and still we're like not having any in the bank. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, dude, getting ahead of the curve only works if you then stay ahead of the curve, which is something that
we're just doing.
Yeah, we are a sine wave basically.
Everything's a sine wave. Call back.
Hey.
We're gonna have to bring math into this one too.
You think so?
No.
What's your favorite equation?
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Really?
Because you just never forget it.
Yeah, true. You don't like the quadratic formula?
There's comfortable triangles with that. There's no square roots.
I would bet someone $30 that you knew the quadratic formula off the top of your head right now. Yeah.
I at least have most of it.
Okay.
All over 2A. Yeah. I remember that shit. Negative B plus minus. Oh.
You got this.
2A root 4AC. A squared root 4AC.
Might
be opposite of B plus minus.
The square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A.
B squared minus 4AC. Yes, it's in there. Yeah.
How about that?
I
we'll
think
throw it up for
there's
the fans,
there's a piece or two we're missing. Ooh.
Yeah, we can fact check live.
There was a time where I knew a lot of formulas.
Yeah, dude.
Between like orgo and the engineering classes and physics all being concurrent plus MCAT prep and everything that encompassed.
Yeah.
Like I would say there was definitely a good stretch of college where I comfortably knew in the triple digits formulas.
You think so?
Not like 300, but like 115, 120. Yeah, I bet.
Ugh.
Right now, maybe like 40 if you gave me a half hour.
Right. Yeah. Dude, a good math teacher.
Bernoulli's equation now escapes me.
Yeah. A good math teacher, you'll like remember the formulas. A great math teacher, you'll like be able to derive formulas.
I've had a couple of those.
Yeah.
A couple of truly great professors and teachers. My calc teacher in high school really stands out. Head and shoulders above the rest, not just because he was 6'3".
Heyo.
Mr. Bourgeois was literally his name.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Bouge. And holy shit was this man a comedian. Incredible. So funny. So many Bougisms.
Yeah.
Goofy little idiosyncratic behaviors.
Quirks.
Fine, there we go. Yeah.
How about that?
Quarks. Captain Quark. You ever play Ratchet and Clank?
I have played Ratchet and Clank.
So good.
Dude, that
throwback to my childhood.
Yeah. That new one's coming out, man. On
There's
PS5.
so many new ones. They've been cranking them out for the years that I've been away from PlayStation.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know, 3 or 4 more that I haven't played now.
Probably,
and I've played like 6 of them. There's so many Ratchet and Clank games.
Do you think that's coming through on the mic?
Nah, they're pretty close to our face, I hope.
Okay.
Sounds like there's an airplane.
Dude, PS2 era games in general. Yeah, but
that might have been the height of gaming for like what it was and what age I was and how that overlaps.
Very possible.
Like that might have been the purest for my life.
Yeah.
Just straight fun, like co-op fun, sleepovers all night. Pretty much nothing online.
Like how many kids are playing Fortnite these days? You know what I mean?
A lot.
Ain't got the same charm to me. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit commercial.
Well, yeah, it's all loot boxes and pay to play. Everything's about microtransactions and cosmetics. It's not about the fucking content anymore.
I could imagine being very excited to be a father, and then like my kid likes video games, and I'm playing video games with him, and then all he plays for a year is Fortnite, and I'm like, where did I go wrong?
This is horrible. There's no bonding at all.
Yeah, exactly. My son has shit taste. And that's not to say anything.
Garbage gamer.
Yeah. That's not to say anything against people who like Fortnite. It's a fine game.
Yeah, like it seems fun and all, and I get it. Video game technology has progressed to the point, and the science behind video game production has progressed to the point where companies can pretty reliably make a game that hooks you indefinitely.
Yeah,
and they can just infinitely churn. Yeah, with the seasons and the drop boxes and the gambling psychology of loot crates and shit. Yeah, I know the reason that I have never played Apex Legends or Fortnite or any of these battle royale games, PlayerUnknown, is because I know I will enjoy it a lot. Yeah. And that I will sink a lot of time in.
And you'll just be on that treadmill, dude.
And I'm not going to do it. I refuse. I was on that loop for a long time in high school. I came home, like, ate food, did homework for a bit, played Battlefield 3 for 3 hours, did more homework. Like, I just played Battlefield almost daily for months. Like, I don't need that. I don't need to do that again.
There's something pure about high school gaming, man, where you just ain't got shit else to do sometimes.
Rarely. Even then, I was kind of budgeting it in. Budgeting a lot of it in, but...
Yeah. I think it was probably mostly before I got my license where I was, like, sinking days into it.
We're going to take this into HD. Should the podcast be 720p right up until then?
I'd say no, but we can go from 1080p to 4K if you're ready to hear your computer scream when you're rendering it.
I can see my phone melting as it tries to record this in 4K for a whole hour. Yeah, I don't think we have the kind of funds to put into that type of hardware yet.
Right.
Soon, in the next location, we're building the new studio. Don't worry, it's going to be sick. You'll see. Follow us on YouTube and see the reveal first.
Dude.
Yeah.
So think about before when I was saying my kid has shit taste.
Yes.
I'm thinking like when
Making
I have a
child shit.
Yeah. If you play
Feeding
Fortnite,
him horse shit.
You're gonna eat shit for dinner. No.
Well, maybe, but
yeah, TBD.
Back burner.
Yeah, but so I feel like if I have a kid and we're not into the same things like activities wise, I would hope at least to be the same thing taste wise.
How do you mean, like food taste then?
Like no, like if I like the same movies and TV shows and video games and music as my kid, that's good enough. Even if they're like not into wrestling and they're not into like, I don't know, other shit that I like do, I guess.
I feel like that was most of the hobbies, and then you're like, but not wrestling, and it's okay.
No.
Do you mean other
I don't know.
physical things like
or like
hiking?
They're into a bunch of stuff that I'm like not into. Yeah, maybe they don't like hiking either or something.
What if
like
they want
that.
to go to Lego engineering?
They don't want to like play frisbee with me.
Lego
like,
engineering camp?
If they're into Lego and no, I'd be pretty about that. That'd be pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I'd be like,
sick.
Okay,
space
my kids,
camp, really any themed camp.
My kid's like way more fun than I was as a kid. I didn't dream that big to go to Lego engineering camp.
Fair enough.
I wasn't looking for that opportunity.
That's the pipeline to the Google internship.
Yeah, really. That's the pipeline to the Illuminati and Mensa.
Mensa.
Yeah. All the Menses were childhood Google engineers.
Mensa is just the pipeline to the block society.
Yeah, it's like the Mickey Mouse Club, but for
really pulling the strings though behind the world. You have to be ages 8 to 99 or whatever. And also intellect over 200. But Lego engineers.
They're like Jedi, though. They have to get them while they're very young. Like, Anakin would have been too old to train.
Like Chinese Olympians.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are trained from nearly birth to be world leaders and world puppet masters.
Are Chinese Olympians Jedi? Or the closest thing we have?
As far as like...
I feel like they've got the discipline and focus on lock.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
It's so impressive. Like, I want the U.S. to be taking home the medals when I watch the Olympics, but there is something weirdly synchronous and impressive about just the goddamn consistency of China's team. It's crazy what a state-sponsored program can produce, but it, in its own way, is also very impressive.
Yeah.
I forget the name, of course, and I'm sorry, but Li Chu or something.
Okay.
Some diver who is completely dominant, China male diver, and just like a bunch of like more 10s than people have ever gotten. Like just perfect scores and all the medals and wins.
Most 10s ever.
Yeah, it was the biggest 10.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think actually he might have had some complaints or something, so I don't know if he's still around, but
complaints.
But he did well. He performed well.
Was he the one complaining, or were there complaints against him?
No, I think he was the one complaining.
About what? China?
Like, the restrictions of being effectively selected for the purpose of Olympic competitor.
Right.
And having your entire life built around
oh my goodness,
representing the state.
If you were in a country in which you would have a state-sponsored job like that from birth, what job would you pick?
Athlete still might not be the worst one.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you can get renown and fame to whatever level that is. You get some level of like sometimes in some countries you get to have an opinion. Not if you're a wrestler in Iran, but
I would pick podcaster.
State-sponsored podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Just straight up like CCP news.
Yeah, I'm rich
CCP pod
to be the perfect podcast.
The CCPP.
Yeah, but for entertainment specifically, I'm sure there's entertaining shows over there.
Yeah, but all with an undercurrent of government propaganda.
Yeah, it's probably thrown in there, but I could. Still
I think if we're calling this a state-sponsored job in the same way that they would control your life as a state athlete, you would have to have your voice controlled as state media. If you were state podcast, like that's the corollary job.
I feel like I could still make jokes though. I feel like I can make
some for a little while until you and 3 generations of your family get sent to the gulags.
No, it'll be
you step over a line and you get something demonstrated of you, like Jack Ma, China's wealthiest man who went 3 months AWOL.
Yeah.
Or that Olympian gold medalist Iranian wrestler who they put to death for partaking in a protest.
But I'm pretty clever. I think I could like sidestep it. I've never said anything I've regretted in my life. I'll say that. So I don't think I'd just start out of nowhere.
Put some videos of our podcast up behind us.
Yeah, where I look like a friggin' genius every second, every minute, every hour. But
in that order.
Yeah, exactly in that order, because I'm a genius and I meant to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think if I was a Chinese-sponsored podcaster and if they raised me to do it right too. Like I'm already...
we're not just like getting slotted into this job. It's... You get the whole life of it.
Yeah, you're doing it from childhood.
Okay, athlete, keeping that in the pocket. That's not a terrible one.
Yeah,
because I'm imagining that's all of the recovery and facilities and nutritionists and all of the nice things where basically you just focus on like achievement.
Yes,
and I could do that. I could get proud behind a cause representing my fatherland or motherland or whatever.
Yeah.
I could deal with that, but. Podcaster. It's weird to think of a state-sponsored podcaster. I feel like the more realistic one would be
YouTuber,
a state-sponsored Ron Burgundy, like the news media, a news personality.
No, I'm saying like any job. Like you could be a state-sponsored,
just
like,
the state-sponsored version
manager
of whatever American job you can think of.
But you are doing this from the time you were a child until you. If the retirement exists,
like the Chinese state-sponsored version of Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yeah, state-sponsored like rocket You'd have to pick one of his companies, though.
Fine. I'll do the electric car. I'll be China's electric car supergiant.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
You will be raised to make and design electric cars.
No. I'm going to turn Elon's own fucking power against him. I'm going to South Africa, and I'm going to start a car company. An electric car company in South Africa, and I'm going to take over his country.
Yeah, see how he feels.
I'm going to be South African government-sponsored electric car tycoon.
What's it going to be? What's your company going to be called?
What's Tesla backward?
ALSET.
ALSET, baby. We're all set.
That's what we are.
Yeah, all set. That is the name of my South African electric car company. It's all going to be certified conflict-free lithium batteries.
Oh my god, I love it.
We're going to try and do slave trade free, but China.
Yeah, come on. We got business to do here. We're not trying to break the bank.
Child slavery manager, my favorite state-sponsored role.
Oh my god.
Uyghur sorter.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no.
So I could be like the Chinese version of Schindler and get them all to safety. I'm trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
Take a stance for human rights, Steven.
Oh man.
Shame on you. Xi Jinping. I had trouble with that name once before, but now I don't want to pop up on any censors. If I deliberately mess it up, the AI won't catch me.
Yeah, probably. But he is our one patron on Patreon, so let's, treat him nice. It's kind of paying the bills.
If he tips us on OnlyFans, maybe we could buy a 4K camera.
Maybe we'll stop, the
video. Yeah, you're right. State-sponsored podcast. A couple of fellas could be the official podcast of the Chinese Communist Party.
Oh.
Invest in us.
Yeah, we know you guys got money.
That's the best sell point that you can come up with.
Come on, that's your business.
That's your marketing scheme.
Hand it over, losers.
We need to get Bad Baby's marketing team on our side.
Give us your lunch money. Sponsor our podcast.
Auction off a few of those aircraft carriers. China's now got the largest navy.
Wow.
Yeah, build more submarines faster, you piece of shit.
I'm doing it as fast as I can, man. I promise.
You need to start punching in some overtime hours. Weld some more boats together.
Dude, they're flying off the shelves. We're like getting them in. We look like
They're on bat. It's like Christmas. It's like the middle of poster season.
Yeah. Do you remember have you ever seen like NASCAR pit crew kind of stuff?
Yeah. Just
imagine that, but with 1,000 people at once.
Did my sound effects help you visualize?
100%.
I tried.
We can help the fans visualize, but we imagine kind of like that speed, like the time it takes a car to get in and out. It's the same thing, dude. They just
submarine.
Yeah, exactly. They're just a bunch of people on platforms with the right parts in hand, and they all just fit together like a puzzle.
It doesn't even stop. It's just one long assembly line, part by part.
Exactly.
How long an assembly line do you think it would take to do that? Like hundreds of miles?
I don't think assembly line is correct. Like, are you imagining just
I'm trying to imagine basically a frame up. We'll start with like the frame, and then it starts on this one long straight linear track, and people are on platforms to the side, whatever, adding piece by piece, building out this entire submarine until at the end of this one long assembly line, pop, out comes a finished submarine. The full like 330-foot whatever size sub that you build. You can give us the specs right here. Break the secret clearance.
No, I'm probably not going to do that.
Oh, that's okay too. Yeah, full size. Like, and I assume it's moving pretty slowly, like an assembly line would.
Oh, you don't think it's like go stop, go stop?
No. It's just a continuous. That's the best part of it.
I don't know if you understand how welding works.
Yeah, well, you just gotta kind of step it as you could do.
Right. Yeah, and if it gets to the end of this assembly line,
such a patchwork, a shitty piece of shit.
If it gets to the end of the assembly line and it's not completely built, it's a total wash.
They have to just start over and build a longer assembly line next to that one.
They just have to like explode it and look for parts. I mean, miles and miles long. These things take years to build when they're not also a moving target for everyone involved.
Yeah, that seems pretty fair. I'm just saying,
like all the way around the Earth.
Could start in California and then pop one out over in the Atlantic. It seems like a business model worth looking into. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying, dude. Just put it on a train track.
Got a Trans-Alaskan pipeline. Why not pipe a submarine up to Alaska?
I don't know if it would fit in that pipeline.
Alongside it.
Okay.
Look, we're doing an infrastructure deal, right? Biden's trying to pass some shit and make new laws. Make new jobs.
Trying to pass some shit and make new laws. Ain't that the president?
Yeah. We're trying to get some jobs up in this bitch. And I'm just saying, if we tried to build 4,500 miles of assembly line the size of a submarine, that would be a lot of jobs. That's all.
That's going to have to be a very secure...
Vote for me for president 2028.
That whole entire assembly line is going to have to be very confidential and closed as well.
We need the boring company. Elon Musk needs to mole man tunnel it the whole way for us.
Oh, wow.
An underground... Suddenly, it's not so crazy.
That look you just gave me. Wow.
He might be onto something.
Right. I still...
Probably not, though.
I still can't imagine assembly line is the best way to do that.
Well, how would you build a submarine? From the inside out?
No, from the top down.
That's ridiculous. Start at both ends, meet in the middle.
Yeah. No, yeah, you go outside in.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Start with a shell and then...
Yeah, basically, and then you fill it with all the good stuff.
But probably like bottom up, right? I'd imagine layer by layer, like just infrastructure-wise, and then you have a shell and you build in. Like if you just built a hollow tube and then you get inside and it's a 50-foot tall hollow space, like you need some floors and shit as you build that case. The hull, if you will.
So many people go into making those things, dude. It's insane.
Yeah.
So many people just hands-on working on that thing.
Is it like a breach of national confidence if you had to guess how many people had even a passing influence, like a role in it? Do you think it's bubbled up to 500? Probably
Thousands.
More. 1,000? 10,000? Like, do you think 50,000 people down to the...
More than 10,000.
That's crazy. Like, that's remarkable.
Yeah.
That's why they cost tens of millions of dollars.
Billions.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah, dude. They're insane.
That's fancy tech, man. That's fancy tech.
Bezos could buy one, which is insane. I don't think he'd actually be legally allowed to, but...
Well, there are submarines in the much cheaper, but maybe not the one you build.
Yeah. But hey.
Are you working on like the premier, like the big one, like the biggest, our bestest?
Yeah, well,
I don't know,
because
their ships tend to stay in service for a while, so I don't know if like most of our submarines are still in 1986 model, or like if we're churning out 2020 edition Lamborghini collabs.
Yeah, we got the Gucci promo on the last one. Dude.
We have the Satan subs.
Yeah, it's tatted up like a NASCAR.
There's human blood in our submarines.
We're going bold for
exclusive
this next
drop.
Season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
Are you working on like the Cadillac, the cutting edge, or is it like
the biggest one?
Okay.
Yeah. But like I mean,
still production of new stuff, right?
Dude,
like it's not upkeep or maintenance engineering of like exist.
Yeah.
You're still producing new ones.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I have so many questions, but a lot of them I'm sure border into shit we can't talk about. So, like, I'm curious, given that it takes years and effectively tens of thousands of people have some amount of work to do towards the completion, and that it pulls in billions. Are they building one at a time for it? Like, what is even possible to juggle as a company? But talking about how many submarines are under production, I think might get into hairy stuff. So, I could go down a long. I gotta no, it's probably siloed. I was gonna say if I got the same level of clearance that you got, would we be able to talk about it? But no, I would also need to be working probably in the same department at EB.
That's the two requirements for knowing like confidential information is 1, your clearance level, and 2, your need to know. Like you can have super high, you can have like way higher clearance than me, but technically if you're not like need to know, and I am, and it's at my level. Yeah, exactly. Although that situation would rarely ever come up, really, but yeah,
be a bold stance to take.
Yeah.
Director of the CIA doesn't.
Sorry, boss, but this is for my eyes only.
I'm gonna need to see some signatures.
Yeah.
He's like 11 people above you in a direct chain of command.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to talk to your manager.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna need at least one other notary on this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fired, you said. Okay, I understand.
Oh my god, I saw again. This isn't the first time, but a tweet thread that is so incredibly funny. I think it started with everyone shut the fuck up. I just got a NASA internship. And then some dude responds, language. And this chick replies, suck my dick and balls. I'm working at NASA. And he's like, I'm on the National Security Council that oversees NASA. And she got fired.
Oh, that's rough.
Incredibly predictably. And before she even started there. But oh my gosh, what a hysterical, horrible twist of fate. Karma. But
is that a twist of fate, or is that absolutely reckless behavior
completely
that
justified
to happen?
100%. It's a twist in that she was rocketing upwards. I just got a job at NASA.
Nice.
And then hit a ceiling and fucking crashed down Falcon 3 or whatever rocket starship he's been testing that's been crashing a lot. I think for the third time they had a starship crash. The SpaceX Starship. Yeah, like the silver dildo looking one that's going to be a passenger rocket.
Oh, okay.
Steps towards the Mars program. Yeah, I think 2 of them on landing crashed in like the last couple of weeks, and then one a couple days ago, today, whatever.
Yeah.
Crashed during takeoff, I think.
Right.
So, couple of setbacks.
Yeah, he'll get there.
He's got enough billions now, thanks to Tesla.
Yeah.
He can pretty much fund this indefinitely. He could just keep crashing rockets. I wonder what the math works out to, but I bet he could crash these prototype rockets like one a week for the next 170 years without running out of money.
I wonder how like confident he is in these rockets to work when they launch. He's like, yeah, I feel like
it's a lot of them are kind of expected to fail, like 40 to 60% maybe of all these prototypes they launch off. Right. I think that there was a long string where like they were successful more often than they expected to be.
Oh, okay.
When they landed like 4, 5, 6 different tests in a row, I think that was like better than they were hoping for.
Damn, you really just assume that once
it's like roll 20. Sometimes you just get a couple of crashes in a row.
You would think that once they have it figured out to where they can land safely, whatever like processes they have like automated and everything, you would assume that like, oh, they did it. And now they can just like start making them all the time, especially if they did it a few times in a row. So I wonder like what changes between designs.
Well, I think they're changing a bunch, and I'm sure that's everything from like material composition and alloy stuff to internal structure and density things and fuel storage. And I'm sure there's a ton of shit that they're fucking with and a ton of software shit. And they're probably trying to simplify and clean up the algorithms that it needs to run and everything else. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of iterative changes that they have to make.
Right.
And they're not trying to get to most of them land. They're trying to make like, look at the long game. Every single one has to land. Like we need to be airplane safe, 99 and a bunch of %9s safe and effective.
Right.
So if we lose a whole bunch of prototypes now, eventually getting to a much better model, that's better than saying, we're 98% there, most of them land, we're good.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the ones that did land safely, why not just make a bunch of those? Call it a day.
I think that the ones that haven't are still based off that prototype. Like I don't think they just were like, oh, that was nifty, it worked, let's go back to the drawing board. I'm pretty sure that they've been implementing.
Can we make it work better? No.
We have to start from scratch.
We've strayed too far.
No, I'm sure that they're working in the successful parts of those designs.
Right. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
That's how iterative design works.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's evolution, baby.
That's what I'm saying is like intuitively you would think that like once they got it, like
I guess.
But
there's so many things and there's such an interplay between all of these processes and systems and everything else that I'm sure tweaking one thing has downstream effects in other things.
Yeah.
Plus, maybe conditions were really good one day. Maybe they were doing it at a much lower speed on that earlier test, and now it was halfway to their target speed. Like, I don't actually know the parameters. They might be. It might be different.
Yeah.
I just know that there's been a bunch of crashes lately. Like, I think 3 that I've been aware of.
Poor guy.
Aw. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Him and Ash
12.
A12.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
that
a rough
real
one.
or was that
No, that's real. That's like birth certificate real.
I feel like they don't call him that, right? Don't
Probably
they call him
Ash.
Ash. It's a cool name.
Yeah, Ash Ketchum, except his Ash is like an old Britannic character that AE smushed together.
Yeah. Is their marriage doing okay? Not to be like a drama.
I don't think they're married. I thought they were dating.
Oh.
I don't think they're married.
Okay.
But they might be. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
The uber rich and famous kind of do weird shit anyway. Like, it's never normal. I don't know. He sold all his like cars and houses and possessions. I don't know if he has a wedding ring. Hard to tell.
Yeah.
She's an odd one too.
I kind of like them together as like weird.
It's insane the amount of influence that they wield. Him in particular.
Yeah, I would say
so. He is maybe he's up there for. There's an argument to be made that he is the cloudiest influencer that there is right now. Like, he doesn't just affect the social zeitgeist. He also affects meme and internet culture. He also affects financial crypto investment culture. He also affects like the conversation around renewable energy and climate change. I think that he might be the final form of the influencer as far as 2021, the current snapshot of the world.
Yeah.
He might be the ultimate influencer. He like truly influences society on a whole bunch of levels.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or not, that man has a fucking charismatic identity that makes waves in culture.
I wonder what him and Grimes' conversations are like. I can't imagine how that goes because he's like a weirdo and she seems like a total weirdo and like, but they're weird in very different ways. Is the
that's
thing.
What it seems like. Is she like singing robot tones to him and he's beeping robot noises back? And they're just communicating like Katy Perry alien.
Yeah, this is a more efficient form of communication than your filthy language.
They got that prototype Neuralink. They're plugged in. Yeah. They're thinking at each other.
Oh, this is better than sex.
I'm bonding.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I don't know, you just like see them like walking, holding hands or whatever, and I don't know. These two things do not fit.
Neither of these things is like the other one. It's weird, man. I would never have guessed, and then when I saw it, I still wasn't sure. And pretty much everything that I've learned or heard about or that's happened since, like with his kind of anti-trans tweets or anti-pronoun tweets, and then she very publicly was like, "This isn't you. I know there's love in your heart. Why are you?"
What? I missed this.
Yeah, there was just some like weird Twitter exchanges, and I'm like, yeah, I see how those personalities could mismatch on a couple of important points. Yeah,
right.
But yeah, I don't know. They seem like they're making it work. They have Bebby. They have that song that he released as an NFT attached to his tweet. That's like he made a rap about NFTs, and I think Grimes is doing background music in it.
Oh hell yeah! Is it good?
It's weird.
It's very them.
Yeah, dude. The NFT space is a whole weird thing too. Like it's 100% a bubble, but it's also very real at the moment and like generating actual value and buzz.
Yeah. Get in while you still can.
I wish I had the software skills to get involved with cryptocurrency stuff or NFTs on like the actually involved, the hands-on, hard, explicit understanding of and taking advantage of the technology. It's one thing to be like passingly interested and to try and educate myself and maybe invest, but that's still basically classical investing, just in a new source. Yeah. It would be nifty to have a deeper level of understanding about these things.
Dude, there's like, I mean, on a lot of just computery kind of like skills to have, that like next level up. It's amazing what just like regular ass people can do with computers. Like even if you just look at like
visual design and stuff,
or even just
animation,
like video game emulators, like people like program these things, and like it can't be that difficult. I doubt that they're really writing all that much code. They're somehow getting the code from an N64 and then the code from one of its like cartridges, and just like able to like upload those files and programs.
It's impressive.
And they just do it for like free too. Like I don't pay for these things.
There are not a lot of communities that I'm aware of that are more magnanimous than the online software techie community. Like Substack type Stack Exchange, like everything is just people coding and programming and building and doing stuff with computers and tech and sharing ideas. It feels like that is such an open platform for idea flow.
Yeah. I mean, then there's also like, the Silicon Valley elite kind of stuff that's kind of like
but that's all like super software giants and snobby venture capital stuff.
And then there's like the 4chan stuff,
which is a wild corner of the internet all on its own, man.
Yeah, that's a little too Wild West for me.
I think that it would be genuinely interesting to do some literature searches like PubMed, ECB, like some of the actual library databases, Google Scholar Search. I want to know what psychology work has been done studying these subculture, counterculture internet groups like 4chan and 8chan and the corners of Reddit that we don't visit, like
Kiwi Farms.
What?
Obscure one, never mind. I don't know much about it either. I don't think I could really go into detail. Is it from
the dark web?
I don't think so. I think we could find it. Maybe I'll throw it up on screen, but maybe I'll also research it first to know if this is something I should definitely not throw up on the screen.
I think this, unless we shuffle, might be mine to edit, so don't volunteer me for shit.
Okay.
Then again, I do have to find something to put in the background through the whole thing, so feel free to toss out ideas.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, all that, I don't know. I feel like maybe when we were kids and I was just like hearing about more weird shit, I feel like the internet felt much more Wild West than it does now.
I think there was more Wild West to it. Or
it was more decentralized. Like you didn't have a weird noise outside. You didn't have like a YouTube. Like if you wanted to watch videos,
there weren't central pillars. There were a lot fewer websites, and all of them were on a much smaller scale.
Yeah.
So while there might be more depravity and wild shit filling the internet today, it's drowned out in the mass and unbelievable quantity of mainstream shit.
Yeah.
That is Facebook and
YouTube.
CNN and Fox and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and like
Twitch,
the mainstream, Twitch and just the mainstream internet players.
Right.
So yeah, addictinggames.com with its traffic of what, maybe a couple 100,000 people a month, million people a month, compared to Facebook's billion a day.
Right, yeah.
It's just completely different scope. The internet was a smaller place and it was so much less developed. The tools for developers weren't there. A smaller pool of people had access to building out the internet. I don't know how to possibly compare it because it seems so vast a data pool to try and quantify, but I would imagine that there is somewhere on the scale of tens of thousands of times more internet now than 15 years ago. Like in terms of quantity of sites and data.
Oh, yeah. Like, there has to be. It has to have grown.
I don't know what that curve looks like, but it is fucking massive.
Yeah.
So everything probably felt more niche when we were on whatever fucking Newgrounds animation.
Yeah.
Exactly. Albino black sheep. That type of shit.
Any search engine other than Google.
Yeah, Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
All of that fucking low budget, lo-fi, old school shit. That was what the internet had. That was the developing tools that we had for software and websites.
Yeah. I wonder if kids are still playing like flash games like Miniclip and stuff like that.
Every now and then, every couple of months, if I have a couple of idle minutes and I'm at my computer, I might pull one up. Like Bloons.
Oh,
just like the classic Bloons.
Oh, yeah.
Just play through the first dozen levels or so for 10 minutes. I'm like, this is great.
Oh.
Flash games honestly are great. There's a lot that I bet I could remember if I went back to the websites and scrolled that were so fun. Like hours spent, and they were genuinely great.
What was that one on Miniclip? It was like where you like pop the bubbles. It was like Bubble Trouble. I don't know if you ever played that one.
Nah, I don't think so.
No. Club Penguin. I played that for a while.
I had friends that did. Roblox
You
now
were
is the
not
big
missing
one.
out. Trust me. You were not missing out.
It didn't seem like I really was. I was never into any of the I was deliberately into the mic.
I could tell.
Never really into any of those social online ones like Neopets or WikiPets or whatever the fuck
I played
things.
Neopets for a while,
yeah,
actually.
None of that. None of Club Penguin or Habbo or Roblox. I was never any like social gamer in that way.
Right.
Especially not in the middle school computer online era.
Yeah. Oh, Interactive Buddy was another one.
Is that the one where you have like all the weapons and shit that you're just beating up the dummy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and you
that's
just
fun.
make money by beating him up, and then
to get new shit to beat him up.
Exactly. Yeah, you get like
classic.
nukes. Yeah.
All of the stickman shooters and fighters.
Oh yeah.
There was one that was basically a 2D Unreal Tournament, and that was amazing with like all the insta-jib and all the same weapons, but done in 2D.
Yeah.
There was a top-down one that had a whole bunch of like World War I, World War II, World War III, Alien, like from the Alien movies, but it's a real cute little top-down animation with a bunch of different grenades and guns and shit. So you're going cover to cover. That was a really good one. I played through it several times. The Impossible Quiz.
Oh my god, dude! Did you ever finish it?
I don't think I did.
I
got into like 100 or something, and it was still going. I'm like, I can't memorize more of this.
I think it's like 100 or like I think it's like 100 questions or 110 questions. But the very last one is that you have to have saved all of your skips, because you know how you could like earn skips throughout the game. The very last question is just use all 10 skips. I can't imagine getting all the way there and being like, are you kidding me? Where there was like, I got all the way to like 100, and then there was like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 levels that I just like haven't been practicing at all, because I'm like, this one's too hard, I gotta skip it. And now it's like I actually have to go through and master all of those now. Oh,
brutal.
What a nightmare.
What an early challenge in replayability and determination for our generation.
And like you would just meet random kids like, you guys want to play the Impossible Quiz, and
just work on it together
and
collaborate.
You've both done it before, so it's like you both know a certain amount of it. It's like, oh, but he knows like 3 more questions than I do. Okay, now we got to figure this out. Yeah,
that was a wild social collaborative experiment too.
So stressful.
Oh my god,
yeah.
What else? What did you fill your lunchtime table talk with in, like, I don't know, whenever it stands out, elementary, middle school, whatever? Like, do you remember any particular thing that was like a recurring, this is what we do at lunch? Like, did you have a group that always was like bartering your food around in a group or playing a game at lunch or something?
There wasn't too much of that. In elementary school, what have we talked about? We probably talked about Ben 10 a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, whatever we were like watching on TV, I guess. I don't really remember. I mean, it would be like random, like dumb kid stuff. Like one kid saying that infinity is the biggest number, and another kid saying that Google's the biggest number, and you two just like fight about it. Like, no way, dude. Like, even if you had like infinity and like you got to go way past that, and then you get to Google. Like, just like the dumbest arguments.
Infinity's not even a number. It doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude.
That's a concept.
Yeah. It's not really a number.
Yeah, dumb conversations. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I remember a lot of silly bands swapping in fucking middle school. There was a stretch where a lot of kids were into silly bands.
Oh, in middle school?
I had some too. Yeah, that was like 7th grade.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was, we were just old enough to be like, haha, ironic about it, but also we liked them and thought they were cool and had a bunch.
Yeah.
So we were old enough to fake being ironically enjoying.
Right.
This was the exact same year that I remember bouncing the ball for nutball. This was fucking middle school, not elementary school when we were playing nutball.
Oh,
I think I might have said on a previous episode, I might have said like 4th or 5th grade, but I misplaced the hallways between 2 schools. This was 7th grade.
No one will remember.
Yeah, who cares?
But
I was probably playing nutball for all those years anyway.
Not too many neurons out through my nuts. But
that's where I store most of my spare neurons. We could play nutball for a clip, for a promo.
Ooh, let's not sink that low just yet. I don't think we're quite that desperate.
Would you do one of the, like, how extreme might you go if we were going to do a stunt for publicity to get followers?
Oh,
like a 10-day stream like Ludwig? Just stay on camera for 10 days?
I'll fucking cut my wrists on camera, dude.
I just kept talking over you. You were waiting to deliver that line.
Yeah, come on. Like, you asked me a question. Let me give you an answer.
Fuck, I wish I hadn't stopped talking. Okay, but maybe what's the second most extreme thing you would do? Cut one wrist.
Yes, peel my fingernails off.
I don't like the angle this fucking channel is taking.
Right, you're asking me questions, dude. You said the most extreme.
There's gotta be.
All right, what's the most extreme you would do then?
Motocross. That's extreme, right?
Yeah, I'd rip on a guitar.
Actually, I did see a sick Red Bull stunt recently where a dude took a kayak down a snowy mountain.
Yeah, I'd do that.
That looks pretty fucking cool. But it also seems like a great way to fucking snap your lower spine.
Yeah, is he
like
actually
dig the tip in and
is he paddling
to like kind of steer, but it's like skittering more.
Oh man.
He's going fast. He's doing like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It was pretty nuts. And then it got into trees and stuff, and he got into a river where it was melting off and got all the way out to the ocean.
What?
It was sick. I wonder if there might have been some towing of it between, but it was really cool that they were in the same locale, and he did mountaintop snow paddleboard or kayaking.
Yeah.
And like across some jungle floor and in a river.
How long was he on the mountain for?
I'm sure the shoot was like a whole day thing, but it was
God
cool.
damn.
I'll find the video. I'll send it.
Hell yeah.
I watched that this morning.
Brand new. Breaking news. Well, not when this comes out.
Yeah. Also, I lied. It was yesterday morning. But
oh
also,
my God, dude, they're never gonna forgive you. This is
but also
so
not
old
when this
news.
came out.
Yeah, it's another day though.
This is like
dude.
way later. This will be the end of April almost.
When this one airs. Holy cow! Yeah.
Time's Look at us banking ahead.
Yeah, really.
I might know where I'm going to med school, or know that I'm not going to med school by the time this airs.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, kind of. One of the 5 schools that I'm currently waiting to hear from, I fall off their wait list as of today. So it's now 4 schools we're waiting to hear from.
Right.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they sent me a letter that basically was like, double down or you're getting cut on the 2nd. I gave up the day that we're recording.
On the Oh,
we could beep that.
So we double down as in like, and then they will accept you?
Nope. I have to decide if I want to stay on their wait list.
Oh my God.
And if I decide yes, then they take it as a letter of intent. And a letter of intent by med schools is received to mean, if I am accepted, I will choose this school. It is my top choice institution.
What a dick move.
I guess I see why they're doing it. Tactically, makes sense. They can sieve off everyone who's not super committed to their school and who wants it as their top choice. But for students like me who want to keep all of their options open, and also for whom this school is not their top choice, it works directly into their hands. Like,
it sounds like if they need kids from the wait list that bad to like make them commit, then they shouldn't be on the wait list.
I think it might be that they don't need a lot of people from the wait list, so they're seeing who's super committed.
Oh, they're trying to thin the herd.
I think it's a great move on their part that fucks over me and the others in my position.
Not consumer friendly.
Yeah. But it just so happens that of the 5 schools, they are my least favorite.
Okay.
And not most favorite. I will not sell out the other 4 schools and say that they are my most favorite just for the chance to stay on their wait list.
Oh, excellent decision. Never settle.
Farewell, number 5. And then there were 4.
We hardly knew you.
Yeah, barely. That's okay because the other 4 are all fucking sick.
Hell yeah,
Any of them would be fucking sick, and we'll see which one I get, but it'll be all fucking sick.
If you could live anywhere in the US, like let's say you could like take your perfect med school and plop it down in any city in the United States, which one? Or like let's say maybe top 3, I don't know. Or unless you have a clear top 1.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Austin and Boston are probably the top 2.
Charleston, Houston.
Yeah, that's the one. That's exactly right.
Austin, Boston, Charleston, Houston.
Nice, dude. Sick.
Yeah.
You've got bars.
I know.
Is this a rap channel or a comedy podcast?
The fans will remix it for us because they just got to lay down a beat because that was
failed saying comedic and said comedy. C-O-M-E-D-Y.
Big Comeaty Claws, yeah.
Big comedy. Comeaty Claws could be our comedy club that we open up.
Oh, Comeaty Claws. Oh God, yeah.
That might be the title, Comeaty
We'll
Claws.
serve like Krabby Patties. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, dude. What's the recipe? Do we ever find that out for certain?
Obviously not. The secret formula. Come on.
Me secret formula.
Yeah. No, we don't know. Yeah. Plankton never saw that shit. Come on.
Man, that show holds the fuck up. I know we've done this. We've revisited this topic, but fucking God fuck.
Need to emphasize.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I love that show. It's so good. That shit is the anthem to so much of my childhood. Like, I have memories in multiple states with tons of different friends across like decades.
Bonding over
watching SpongeBob. Always good for a laugh.
Were you much of a Jimmy Neutron kid?
I won't say that I didn't follow any TV show until maybe college age, but I watched a good amount of it.
Right.
I also didn't have a grasp of seasons or episode runs or anything.
Yeah.
Like, not only did I not follow it, but I don't think that I understood it conceptually through elementary. Like, completely escaped me. I had no idea when things were in or out of season or airing. I never knew if something was a new episode or if I just hadn't seen it yet. Because, like, as a kid, you watch reruns of cartoons all the fucking time and don't care.
Oh my God, dude.
So I never knew. I was like, yeah, I'm just jumping in and out. Like, for all that I knew, SpongeBob, all of those episodes had always been on TV and it had always been that way. And I just started watching in 2001 or whatever the fuck. I have no idea. Yeah. So Jimmy Neutron, I can't tell you if I saw 20% of it or 95% of it. Like, I don't know. I don't know how long. I don't know how many years it aired for. I don't know how many episodes came out in a year. I don't know how many episodes of it I've seen. I just know that I've cumulatively watched many dozen hours of it. Including that movie with the aliens and the brainstem brain people a couple times.
Oh,
that's the crossover thing.
Yeah.
Like, I did.
The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
That's the one.
1, 2, and 3.
Probably. At least 2 of them, and one of them at least several times.
Dude, that's so true. I think I generally would have a...
Same for Ben 10, same for Danny Phantom, same for Fairly Odd Parents, all of this shit. I'm like, yeah, I watched a bunch of it. Not a fucking clue. Could not tell you with any degree of certainty how much or what seasons or any of that.
The thing is, a lot of those shows are designed to be
completely standalone in their episodicness.
Exactly. Like, you can just jump in whenever, you know. So like,
that's how you hook kids.
Seasons really don't mean all that much. I think with a lot of shows like that, I could generally tell if this was a newer episode or an older episode
from the animation. Usually
from the animation, just like, oh, I've only started seeing this one more recently. This must be a newer episode.
Maybe that,
because like you said, like, you would just watch reruns all the time, and I feel like there were certain shows that just certain episodes played all the time.
Yeah, the highlights. SpongeBob for sure had like a regular cast of bangers that I'm sure if you saw a breakdown graphically, there are some episodes that got way more airtime.
Dude, that happened with Avatar: The Last Airbender. To all my Avatar: The Last Airbender heads out there. I know that one episode...
Arrowheads.
Yeah, all my arrowheads out there. That's good. The one episode that they played all the time was also the most hated episode of the series, and it's the one where Aang has to take those 2 groups of people through the canyon, and the 2 groups hate each other. Yeah. It's
not a great episode, but I've seen it 3 times.
It's a trash episode, but yeah, it like was the one that they always played because it really was complete filler. So like, it didn't. You didn't need any real context for it or anything. Like,
that's such a stupid reason.
Yeah, but
let us masquerade this as the frontliner of our show.
Yeah, exactly. They could just throw it on whenever.
What were some of the shows that you would consider? I think that there was probably, if we were to go back and examine it, kind of a golden era of animated cartoons through our late elementary school and middle school years. I think that there was like that Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. I think there was a third, right? Not Boomerang, because that's
Disney
the classics.
Channel.
Maybe.
Those were the 3.
I think those are the 3.
Because that would have like Jake Long, American Dragon.
Yeah, that had some. Yeah. So I think those were them. But Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network were really the big 2.
Definitely.
But there were so many shows that everyone of my peer group knew and watched and like I was familiar with, and my neighborhood friends and my brothers, and like there was such a broad spectrum of some of the ones that we named, like Ben 10 and into our high school years, even like Regular Show and all of those. Chowder, exactly. What are the ones that stand out to you? Because I know some of them, Avatar being an easy example. What are the ones that stand out to you as being really exemplary? Like not only were these super popular, but critically or objectively or even as an adult, it holds up and they were actually great shows.
Yeah, Teen Titans, I think.
Teen Titans, I think, holds up as light anime.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. It's kind of like anime, but more for kids.
I think Avatar also holds up for a pretty similar reason.
Yeah. I think Avatar's better, but
oh yeah,
they're both very
I agree
good.
By a lot.
But dude, there was some like emotional stuff in Teen Titans, like when Terra, spoiler alerts for season 2, I think.
That's seasons. I have no idea.
Seasons I only know.
I've probably seen about 15 episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I definitely watched a lot of episodes as a kid, but the differences in seasons I only really know now, going back and watching like videos about Attack on Titan. Do I have a better understanding?
Attack on Teen Titans.
Jesus Christ, Teen Titans, yeah. But yeah, that was really good. Courage the Cowardly Dog was a art
excellent
piece. Yeah,
truly, like that stands out as visionary in some weird twisted way.
I think Cartoon Network just has more visionary shows, honestly.
They really do.
Yeah,
shows that weirdly
Samurai Jack,
they resonate, they strike chords. Yeah. I never got into Regular Show, but a lot of people seem to really swear by that shit.
I got into it recently. Like not recent, like sometime during this past year I got into it.
Okay, quarantine, that's recent.
Yeah, and it's not like I watch like a ton of it, but just every once in a while I'll just throw on literally a random episode, and yeah, they're pretty much all great. It's a solid show. It always takes a very simple premise, and then it just, by the end of the episode, something like crazy is happening, and it's very creative.
Can you give me an example? I don't think there'll be a lot of spoiler
complaints. So like, one episode, Mordecai and Rigby, the two main characters, they like find this
bird and raccoon in that order.
Yeah. Mordecai and Rigby. Yes. Rigby's the raccoon, Mordecai's the bird. Right. Yeah. They find this bubble hockey table, you know, it's like foosball but with hockey.
Yeah.
While they're like working or whatever, and they keep playing it, and then their boss comes by and he's like, "Hey, you can't play fucking bubble hockey on the job." And they're like, "Oh, okay, sorry." But then, you know, they sneak in, try to play it, and then they like they get in, and so then they're like, "Oh, you know what? We'll play you for it," to their boss. So he's like, "All right, fine," and he like kicks their ass at it. He's like, "Yeah, I don't play anymore though, so like let's just chill with this bubble hockey stuff." And Mordecai and Rigby are like, "Oh, but come on, whatever, blah blah blah." They eventually get in over their heads and get into this underground like tournament of
bubble
hockey, and so then they're like screwed. They're facing like this giant jacked like karate guy or whatever, and like he kicks their ass, like he's like punching them with the like sticks.
This is like a no rules.
Yeah, exactly. And so eventually
a blood match.
Their like boss comes.
Bubble hockey blood fight.
Yeah, exactly. And so then the boss comes in and he like stands up to the challenge, and then like the platform they're on like raises and there's like fire and like
it just becomes a final boss scene.
Yeah, exactly. And then like he triumphantly like wins the bubble hockey game, and then they all go home and everything's normal.
Oh, okay. Shit just escalates.
Yeah, and then like the joke at the end was he's like, "All right, you know what, Mordecai and Rigby, like you're right, you guys can play bubble hockey, just like, you know, be careful." And they're like, "Nah, we're kind of bored of it now." And then that's how the episode ends.
All right, yeah, I guess I could go sink a couple 100 hours.
Yeah.
Rewatching all that.
And they all just have like, they're very good. I never got into Adventure Time though, and that came out around the same time.
Perfect. Another example of a show that people loved. Yeah. Carter loved both of those, Regular Show and Adventure Time.
I've heard great things, and I've watched like an episode or two.
I've seen some of it, and some of it.
And I would remember thinking like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty funny."
The close-ups with real doofy facial animations, like that type of real quick shot. Those are funny.
Dude, SpongeBob I think started that.
Oh,
honestly,
they're running through my head like a slideshow. All of SpongeBob in his weird 5 o'clock shadow, droopy faces.
Yeah, like that, like gross ass picture of Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, we went back to watch the Caveman one just to get the close-up picture of SpongeBob, SpongeGar, and Pat Gar.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Brilliant.
Man, speaking of iconic and rewatchy and all of that shit, I'm still chugging along in The Office. My first ever watch through.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm 25. It is 2021, and it is my first ever time going through The Office.
How are we feeling?
It's great watching it with someone who's seen it a bunch of times and knows all the jokes and is like anticipating my reactions and enjoying.
That makes it better.
The energy and feed off is good because she's like giggling and excited. Like it knows when an episode is going to be huge, big reveals and shit.
Right.
And it's shit that people have been talking about and memeing over for 7 or 8 years. And I am completely clueless.
And now you feel like you're a part of it.
Actually more. Most of these, because I'm still in season 3. So like a decade, 12 years.
Seriously.
Literally, people have been making memes about this shit since middle school.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very new for me, but it is very fun. And I think I mentioned this to you off mic. It is edgier than I expected. It has such broad mainstream appeal, and it has become so sickeningly basic to be a diehard fan of The Office and to flag that shit up on your Bumble or Tinder, that I didn't expect it to hit the edgy notes that it does.
Yeah, dude, it's like a cringe fest.
I out loud am saying, oh no. A lot, like 1 in 3 episodes. Usually, I'm out loud protesting about what's happening,
covering your eyes. I've definitely
some of the not homophobia, but like the homo confusion, I guess, and racial missteps are like, especially in the years since, how those dynamics have changed. Like watching it now, I'm like,
it hits extra hard today.
Yeah, like my stomach drops in some of these scenes. Like these are un-okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be Parks and Rec's level soft, which I'll be honest, Parks and Rec was one of the first 2 or 3 shows that I watched. And I did that when I was 20, I think.
Damn.
Like I was a very late start in following or finishing TV shows.
Right.
So late bloomer in that regard. Parks and Rec was one of the first, and it was pretty soft, but I enjoyed it a lot. Office hits those notes way harder, so I'm enjoying it.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
I'm having some good laughs.
Welcome over to this side.
I never said it wasn't good. I recognize that if everybody and their mom likes it, that I'm sure it's good. But the combo of it being so basic and consistent a theme, and it not hooking me in the first 3-4 episodes that I watched twice,
right?
It just had never gotten me.
Yeah.
Now I sat down more or less forced with my new friend and girlfriend, and yeah, it's a good time.
Hell yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Favorite character?
Man, I feel fucking bad for Toby. Creed makes me laugh. Kevin's too creepy. God, Dwight's fucking Christ. Dwight is something else. Not Michael. That pisses me off. It's very hard to not just say Jim is the best. He's pretty goddamn charming.
Yeah.
He's very you.
Oh, wow. I appreciate that. Oh, jeez. Calling me a Jim over here.
And I guess I consider myself a bit of a Pam. Anyway, we'll see you next time on...
No, wait, we can't end like that.